Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. Ronnie Rants alongside Tommy Chrysan. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Sports Shorts Daily back this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday here on Facebook and YouTube. Please like and share, tell a friend, and share this video with them. Today, TK is joining us from Court Street Cafe, as he does just about every Monday. That's in downtown Port Allen, just across the Mississippi River Bridge. 5-minute ride from downtown to go check out Court Street Cafe. I am in an undisclosed location presented by the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. We'll tell you all about the Hall of Fame induction weekend and the class of 2024 that happened. It was an amazing weekend. Each and every year, the event seems to get bigger and better and all that. And we appreciate everybody who was in Natchitoches and Alexandria and watched on YouTube and that kind of thing. We're presented by LeBear's Casino, where tonight, is Game 7 tonight, Tommy, or when is Game 7? It's tonight. So look, you got a double. You got the finals of the College World Series between Texas A&M and Tennessee. This is it. Winner take all. Game 3 of the series. And then you got Game 7 in hockey. It doesn't get any better than that. And LeBear's, the sports book at LeBear's, is the place to be tonight to watch all of that action. Great food. You can bet at the windows. You got a little crowd there to cheer with. Everybody's pulling for their whatever team they have their money on. So that's at LeBear's tonight. Before we get to tonight, let's talk about this past weekend. 2024 class, we had a 12-person class, 8 Hall of Famers, 1 Ambassador Award winner, 2 Distinguished Service Award winners in sports journalism, and a Dixon Leadership Award winner. It was an amazing group. Simone Augustus, of course, really the A-lister of the group. She was incredible. Simone's not one that, when you think of Simone Augustus, Tommy, you think of the dynamic speaker or, someone that likes to be in front of the microphone just running her mouth. She's sort of reserved, sort of laid back, and, very measured, I guess, in what she says. And so she had the opportunity in front of the mic a lot this week. She was at press conference on Thursday. Saturday, she had a sit-down, interview with Tim Brando at our Taste of Tailgating luncheon. That's more laid back and fun. She had her Hall of Fame induction interview speech, and she was amazing. She was incredible. And Kim Mulkey was there on Saturday night. Of course, she's now on the coaching staff at LSU. And Kim Mulkey is in the Hall of Fame, was the youngest ever to be inducted at 29 years of age in 1990. But she was fantastic. But the people that were the most entertaining, the most fun, if you will, were the Ray Sabiles, a jockey from Sunset, Louisiana, Kevin Jackson, wrestler when LSU had a wrestling team in the early 80s. And, of course, he went on to win a gold medal in 1992 in the Olympics and coached for Team USA, still does. And now he's a head wrestling coach at the University of Michigan. Those are the ones that, Kerry Josephs were incredible. People don't realize how amazing Kerry Joseph's story is. And, oh, by the way, he's the quarterback's coach currently for the Chicago Bears. So it was a great weekend. I know a lot of people were disappointed, and it didn't take away from the weekend. Everyone there had a wonderful time. You did hear, oh, man, where's Drew Brees? What happened to him? Well, Drew Brees didn't show up. He was on a family vacation to Japan, according to Drew, in an interview that he taped with the Hall of Fame induction.
All right, well, we wait to get Ronnie back. Don't forget to like and share this show. A bunch of y'all watching, go ahead and like and share this show. That helps out Court Street Cafe and LeBear's Casino Sportsbook. Like and share this show. We appreciate it if you do. It doesn't matter whether you're watching YouTube or you're watching on X or you're watching on Facebook. Like and share this show. Thank you. There's Ronnie. He's back.
Yeah, I wanted to just kind of follow up. I know I was talking about Drew was at his family. Daniel Cormier worked the Saudi Arabia UFC fight on Saturday night. They both sent in video. We taped video interviews with them during the week. They both sent in, and folks were, I guess, would have to do with that, if you will. But we had so many past Hall of Famers show up. We had so many current Hall of Famers had a wonderful experience. And I think, honestly, Tommy, if I'm being honest, Drew and Daniel one day may regret that they weren't there, because I can assure you that everyone was there was a memory of a lifetime. They bonded with other Hall of Famers. This wasn't just about them personally. The other Hall of Fame class, past and present, all had a wonderful experience. And it's a bond and a brotherhood and a sisterhood that, quite frankly, is for the rest of your life. And I think some of that gets maybe don't realize, or some of the Hall of Famers maybe don't realize initially. Like a lot of these, Kevin Jackson, for example, I had a wonderful conversation with him. Kevin, for folks that don't know his story, was a 3-time All-American wrestler at LSU. Going into his senior year, they disbanded the program. Like, bye-bye, it's gone. And this guy's arguably the greatest wrestler of his class, of his weight division in the country. And so now he had to go to Iowa State. He wrestled his senior year at Iowa State, a blue blood wrestling program, and became a great, went to the Olympics, won it in 92, the gold medal in Barcelona. And then, of course, been with USA Wrestling ever since, and just a legend in the sport. But when Kevin showed up on Thursday, and it's a guy who hasn't lived in Louisiana since, right? He's been living in other states. His daughter, he's got 2 daughters. One of them actually went to Tulane, and she's going to be at the University of New Orleans as an assistant volleyball coach for their beach volleyball program. But this is a guy who lives elsewhere and doesn't really claim Louisiana as his home. He went to college there for 3 years, but loves the state. He's in the LSU Hall of Fame. And when he came down on Thursday to do all the festivities for 3 days, I think there was a part of him that was disappointed that his good friend Daniel Cormier wasn't coming, because Daniel, he coached him. But there's also a little bit of, okay, what's this event going to be like and how cool? Well, within minutes, he realized, oh my God, this is amazing. This is special. And by the end of it, he had bonded with all these people, had just so much respect for not only the institution of Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, but all the athletes and coaches and administrators that came before him, to where it was, I think, quite frankly, Kevin would tell you it's a little bit of life-changing. And that's the impact that this weekend has each and every year on the Hall of Fame class, the inductees, and the people that are in it. I mean, that's not an exaggeration. And so I want to thank everybody who played a part in it. It was a long weekend. You can hear I lost my voice, but it was amazing.
Ronnie, I have an LSU wrestling story for you. I don't remember the exact year, but late 70s, I had a cousin who wrestled for Southern Illinois. And there was a 3-team meet at the Carl Maddox Fieldhouse, LSU, Southern Illinois, and I want to say Army. And, of course, we went, Mom, Dad, and I, we drove up because my cousin was, wrestling for Southern Illinois. He'd been like a big-time high school champ in Wisconsin, high school. And, of course, when I was at Holy Cross, wrestling was still very, very big, and it still is. And I remember coming up, they didn't even know LSU had a wrestling team until my cousin, calls and says, hey, I'm in Baton Rouge, and we went up there. So I did see an LSU wrestling meet back in the day. So that's a little bit different. So, and I want to go back to what you said. Drew Brees and Cormier, I would hope they show up in the future, put their jacket on like so many of the past Hall of Famers did. I would hope that happens. I mean, again, I think Drew Brees knew about this for a long time, but then all of a sudden the vacation popped up. I don't know. I don't know the whole story, but I'm just saying hopefully that'll be a lesson for anybody else who gets honored by the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, I can tell you the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame in 60 years, 60-something years. I'm going to go with 65, 66 years, something like that. I need to get that date off the top of my head from the late 50s. I can't remember exactly the first year. But the 65-plus years of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, it's the first time that 2 people didn't show up. And it's the first time people didn't show up that weren't sick. Or actually, well, in Drew's case, it's the first time anyone didn't show up that wasn't either sick or working. How about that? Okay.
Well, and here's the other thing. I know that we're going to remind people when we get closer to July 11th, but there's going to be a replay of the celebration and everything on ltv.org. So we'll remind folks when that gets a little bit closer.
Yeah. Actually, the on July 11th and a few times in July and August, there's going to be a 2-hour special on Louisiana Public Broadcasting on the full network, on TV and everything. And you can currently, right now, if you go to LPB's YouTube page, if you go to Louisiana Public Broadcasting's YouTube page, you can watch the entire ceremony. You can even fast forward to the parts you want and all that. And that's living right there on their YouTube page. All right, TK. Well, now that the Hall of Fame is over, the month of July fast approaching. Now the attention turns to tonight. Tonight we've got two sporting events that are going to change the lives of some individuals. If Texas A&M or Tennessee wins the College World Series, it'll be the first time that either one has won the College World Series, and it will be life-changing for those coaches and players. Tonight also in the NHL, you've got Edmonton taking on the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers were up 3-0. Edmonton has stormed back. You got to like Edmonton in this situation, just with all the momentum that they have. But getting to the College World Series, I'm pulling for Texas A&M. I like Jim Schlossnagle, know him a little bit, and of course, really have a lot of admiration for Nolan Cain. He's a buddy, and pulling for Texas A&M to get this one.
Yeah, well, I'm pulling for A&M too. And in fact, Ronnie, we got to have a talk with the sportsbook at the Bears. I walked in there Saturday morning to do radio. On the big screen, sometimes they put 4 different things. One picture, Hunter McCann doing his WBRZ thing. I actually snapped a picture of it, but we got to talk to the sport. They got to run people off putting a 60-foot picture of Hunter McCann. But anyway, on Sports Shorts Radio, I said I was pulling for A&M, but I think Tennessee's going to win. Well, game 1, A&M explodes and gets the win. But Tennessee just turned the page and showed up the next day, and they win game 2 in a closer game. And then, of course, it's game 3 tonight. Now, if you're going to the sports book to watch it, the Volunteers are minus 250. The Aggies are plus 175. The wise guys are thinking this is a Tennessee thing. They do have more pitching and more pitching depth, and it'll be all hands on deck tonight. There's no game until next February, so I'll be watching that tonight. And, of course, 2 of the most magical words in sports, Game 7. That's what you have in hockey. And since 1942, 82 years ago is the last time in the Stanley Cup somebody was down 3-0 and come back and won it. So you got a lot of storylines in hockey and at Omaha, with Tennessee and A&M. It's going to be a pretty good Monday night for summertime.
That's about the only time, Tommy, that I watch hockey is Game 7. So I'll be watching tonight. I'll be flipping back and forth because not a hockey TV watching guy. I usually watch it either at Game 7 in the playoffs or Olympics. Those are really the 2 times that I like Olympic hockey better than NHL hockey. People may not realize the rink is a little bigger in the Olympic hockey, and so there's more offense. There's a lot more physicality and checking and all that kind of stuff in NHL hockey versus the Olympic hockey. So excited about that. I had Tennessee. You and I talked, and I had Tennessee all along to win the national championship before the postseason. Or, when we were talking about and they were number one seed hadn't won 1989. And I knew that going against history. And look, they still, that's who knows if that stat will still hold up. But they are the best. They were the best team by far, in my opinion, and we're playing the best baseball as well. All the pieces with the pitching, the home runs, the storyline with the coach and the experience and what they've gone through the last 3 years of program. I felt like it all was coming together for this to be the year. But at the same time, Texas A&M is very good. They're battle tested. They've got a great coach, a fantastic fan base as well. It is going to be awesome. It's going to be fun to see, man. And yes, Tennessee has deeper pitching, but if you watched last year and you saw LSU win that national championship, they had dudes step up that didn't have great years. They had dudes step up that weren't expected to step up the way they did, and they rose to the occasion and played some of their best baseball in Omaha. That's what A&M's got to have today. They're going to have somebody they're not thinking about, somebody who they're thinking, maybe we can get 1 or 2 innings out of them at best, and you get 4 or 5. That's what it's going to take, an extra effort. And just a couple pitchers pitching at their best. Obviously, if you're at Texas A&M or you're at Tennessee, you're more than talented enough to be there. You throw the ball hard enough, you got to sharpen up breaking ball, you wouldn't be there. And so those guys have to play their best baseball, and you can only have one ball at a time and a mound. It's not about, well, Tennessee's got 8 arms left and A&M's got 2. There's only one guy can pitch at a time, and that's what LSU did last year, and that's what A&M is more than capable of. But I got to like the Vols, and I think the only people cheering for Tennessee are Vols fans. Everyone is pulling for A&M because not so much that they love the Aggies as much as Vitello and that program is kind of like the Darth Vader, if you will, of college baseball. They're super talented, but not well liked.
Yeah, we'll have to see. A lot of storylines in hockey tonight and, of course, in Omaha.
The Baton Rouge Rougarou will be back in action tomorrow night and Wednesday night. The Texas Collegiate League and all summer collegiate leagues are broken into two parts. The first half, second half of your season. The first half is the first 24 games you play. The second half is the last 24 games you play. Well, the first half comes to an end after the game on Wednesday night. That will be after Wednesday night, the Rougarou have played 24 games. Now, the reality is they'll probably have played only 22 games because 2 of them got rained out and weren't able to be made up because they were against teams from Texas that weren't traveling back to Baton Rouge. So the first half will come to an end after Wednesday's game. The scenario is this. The Rougarou trail the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators by a half a game. And so if the Rougarou win 2 and Lake Charles only wins one of their next 2, then the Rougarou will win the first half. And it's important because if you win the first half, you're guaranteed to be in the playoffs and you're guaranteed to host games 2 and 3 of a 2 out of 3 series, the first round of the playoffs. So a lot on the line. The Rougarou are taking on the Seguin River Monsters Tuesday and Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock. Lake Charles will be playing the Acadiana Cane Cutters on the road in Lafayette on Tuesday and Wednesday. So hope everybody comes out to the ballpark. We really need the support, really need that push. It's been a tough one last night. The Rougarou, after a big 16-run performance on Saturday and win at Seguin, last night blew a 5-1 lead, had control problems out of the bullpen in the middle innings, which just gave the Rougarou a tough time. And they gave up a solo homer in the 8th. They lost 9-8, did the Rougarou to Seguin. So now those 2 teams will have a day off today, a travel day, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Seguin will be taking on Baton Rouge in the capital city. We hope to see you there. 2 for Tuesday, $2 concessions for a lot of the items, and then Win Wednesday, the Rougarou win, you win. You get a free ticket to the ballpark at the Rougarou win on Wednesday. TK, what else we got?
Well, Scotty Scheffler wins for the 6th time this year on the PGA Tour. He's got $28 million in official tour money. That doesn't count sponsorships and everything else he's cashed in on, okay? And he's got a new baby. So life is good for Scotty Scheffler. He won in a playoff on the first hole of the playoff against Tom Kim, who hit a shot into a bunker, then a bad shot, and Scheffler had a 2-putt from like 11 feet, and he would win. And I think I could have 2-putted from 11 feet, but anyway, Scheffler wins for the 6th time. There's only been like 5 or 6 golfers, including Tiger Woods, who have won 6 times, in a season. And obviously, July 1 is Monday. Right. So we're basically halfway through the season.
I mean, we're not even to July. I mean, that's incredible, man. His caddy, I think they said a stat that his caddy would be like a top 10 golfer on the tour or money earnings or something like that.
We don't mention that enough. The caddy's richer than a lot of the golfers out there. A long list of them.
The caddy gets 10% if he wins the tournament. He gets 7% if he finishes in the top 20, and he gets 5% if he finishes outside the top 20. And then not to mention, depending on the caddy, they have other arrangements. They have some guaranteed fees and
they get hat money and things like that, and tennis shoe money. They get a few things.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But Scotty Scheffler is like, even with being arrested,
that was the only thing stopping him this year. Louisville Police Department.
Even being arrested at the U.S. Open for driving to the park, going around the police, didn't faze him. You know what I mean? Like, for most humans, that would have sent him spiraling. They'd have therapy, depression, lawsuit, whatever. This guy just sorry and just kept winning. Incredible. Just absolutely incredible. All right, TK, we'll be back on Wednesday for more Sports Shorts Daily. Until then, please like and share this video. Help support Sports Shorts presented by LeBears Casino. Tell us about Court Street on the way out.
Yeah, Court Street Cafe, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, full-service bar, which is right behind me. Jason and the staff do a super job here. Check out, you got to connect with them on Facebook and Instagram, because then you'll find out about lunch specials. Like today is red beans and rice. You'll find out about dinner specials, and then weekly specials, steak night, Sunday brunch. It's all, they do a good job of posting that on Facebook and Instagram. 805 Court Street in Port Allen, easy to get to, plenty of parking. A couple minutes over the Mississippi River Bridge, and you'll be at Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you haven't checked them out, you need to do it. Once again, like and share this show. That makes everything go better. It doesn't matter whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or X. Like and share this show. And we mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it again. We're going to see you at Pete Goldsby Field Tuesday and or Wednesday. Big games from the Baton Rouge Rougarou. Go to brrougarou.com, get some merchandise. They do sell merchandise at the ballpark. You can get some there as well. They'll play the Seguin River Monsters at Pete Goldsby Field in Baton Rouge. First pitch, 7 o'clock. $2 concession items Tuesday, win-win Wednesday. Lots of fun for the family, lots of fun for the kids. They get to run the bases, be on the field for the anthem, all that good stuff. So I want to see you at Pete Goldsby Field Tuesday and Wednesday night for Baton Rouge Rougarou baseball. On behalf of Ronnie Rance, I'm Tommy Krysan. Have a great day, everyone.